Good afternoon, everyone. Grand Rising. Good morning. Good afternoon. How is everyone? So, I'm about to embark on a new endeavor. Well, it's not the first time I'm doing it, but to this extreme, it's the first time. But my doula is putting me on a detox. It's a fast, and I know I need it because I have been getting ill from eating meat, and I know that dairy is causing me to have inflammation, so that's no good. So I need this detox so that I can start on the right foot. So that's some of the things that I'm doing to help in my wellness. What are you guys doing? What are y'all up to? Is anybody fasting? Is anybody detoxing? Is anybody trying to get extra steps in? Get some sort of regimen or routine to improve anything? Drop some comments below. Maybe you can give me some good ideas of what I can do with my limited abilities. Trying to get out in nature. That's been good. I used to like to go to the beach a lot in the morning, but it's so crowded there that I just haven't been back. And it's been cool, but it's starting to heat up now, so I'll probably go back to doing that. But today's card, the love affirmation, is the Cloak of Christ. So I've got a wee bit of a feeling this is going to be a little deep. For me, anyway. She looks like a nun. I'm trying to come out of the nun stage. And with hearts, multiple hearts about her. And this long cloak dress. And I see some people going on, some persons over there. But yeah, there's some other things, but I'm just curious to see. Oh yeah, it looks like there's a unicorn in here at the top. It looks like a heart and it looks like lungs. The Cloak of Christ. Here we go. Let's see. Okay, the Cloak of Christ. In the school of humanity, when you become intimate with God, you reside on the King's throne and teach the angels the nature of the divine. In the school of humanity, when you become intimate with God, you reside on the King's throne and teach the angels the nature of God. The nature of the divine, and teach the angels the nature of the divine. That's interesting. Okay, it says, my sacred brother, he who shares my heart and yours, beating as one in harmony with the great unending love, brings you the mantle of his protection. Do you imagine that there is any part of your life, of your body, of your soul, that is outside the realm of this divine love and protection? Offer all to him, leave nothing cast aside. He and I together receive you absolutely without condition now. The compassion born out of our own struggle tempers the karmic weight of divine justice. We have been through the same journey you are taking now, sweet divine soul. In oneness with the divine heart, we know of your efforts and your struggles. So what is bestowed upon you now is the restoration of forgiveness, of kindness, of mercy. Okay, I'm working on it. My sacred brother speaks to you. He shall receive your darkness and your light, the angels of your heart and the demon of your fear. Nothing is greater than my brother's love for you. Nothing is greater than my holy passion for you. Take refuge under the cloak of Christ, the mantle of my sacred brother, and know that you are held in our loving sanctuary. You are tired, beloved. Your soul has been ravaged inside and out. You ain't never lie. And you are succumbing to struggle that is not karmic or necessary. I know, I just gotta get over it. Just forgive. But a symptom of fatigue and weariness of heart, mind, body, and soul. That which plagues you, whether something specific or a general nagging which plagues you, of malaise or anxiety, you cannot quite pin down, is not as powerful as you fear. You are being given a grace here and now that it may be overcome. Remember, your reactions are a symptom of your exhaustion and a sign that you need respite, sanctuary, restoration. They are not a sign that something must be done so much as a sign that something must be received or allowed. That something is healing made possible through divine protection. In this instance, protection is bestowed through the cloak of the Christ. This cloak is a sacred container that places your body and soul within the loving energy of the Christ consciousness. This unconditional loving energy is not limited to the being bearing its name, but it's shared by many other holy ones. It is typified by wholeness. There is nothing within you that would cause the Christ to turn away from you, not even those parts of you that may fill you with fear, shame, guilt, or regret. He and I are sacred brothers, loving and supportive of each other, and they see your soul as one of their family, one of their own. You are so loved by them both, equally and without measure. Can you allow yourself to take refuge in this knowledge, to feel it, not only as an idea, nourishing as that is, but a visceral reality where you complete the sacred honoring ritual and allow yourself to feel the peace and receive healing? The knowledge of the Christ's unconditional love for you is a safe place, a place to fall into when you are struggling. It is a sacred container for your healing process, an energetic field that is stronger and more enduring than even the greatest fears or doubts. The purpose of this sacred container is to provide you with a feeling of being held, especially for those times when you are feeling that you cannot hold yourself. Sometimes we just need permission to break down, to really let go, to come apart and be disassembled so that we can break through, be lifted up, and come together in a new, more spiritually coherent and loving form to move forward. Not another one. Let me tell you. This learning to love yourself and recovering from trauma, it is hard work and it's exhausting. And these breaks, these breakthroughs where you face whatever your fears are, whatever this nagging pain, because we all have things that bother us and we never deal with them. We just don't face them. We keep pushing them and pushing them away. And we think pushing them away will help us forget them and help them go away, but it doesn't. It stays with you until you deal with it. And you can pray and fast all you like, but you have to come to a point where you face it so that you can overcome it. Avoiding it and saying you forgive it. Forgiving is a process. Yes, it's not for the other person or the entity or the thing. It's for yourself. But your intent behind it, you got to be serious. You got to mean what you say. You can't just say it to say, "Oh, I forgave it. It's good. It's over." You got to have some feeling in there. It's got to be sincere, authentic. And you're going to find that when you're really trying to forgive something, if you think you're doing it and you're not doing it, it's going to meet you right in your face. Boom, right in your face. It's going to come to you, and you're going to have to face it face to face if you don't deal with it internally. I know. I have had some past offenders or situations where I have been offended and I was led to do something and I didn't do it. And one instance in particular, I was supposed to call somebody and I refused. I was not doing it. And after I made up my mind that I wasn't going to make the call, they wound up calling me. So I was forced to, like, you want to healing, you want to do this, then you got to do it. So there are some things that, especially if you're looking for healing, you're looking for recovery, if you're on the course of learning to love yourself and set boundaries and find out why you have the habits and behaviors and the thinking thoughts that you have, you're going to have to face some things that you haven't probably faced in years, probably since childhood in most cases. Not all cases, but most cases. And as much energy as it takes from you, it gives you just as much energy as it takes. You receive a lot out of the clarity, the clearance, it's like taking a deep breath and sinking down into your body and beginning to actually feel your body, to feel relief, to resonate in peace. So, as much as I don't like the process, the breaking down, letting go, coming apart and disassemble, it depends on your attitude and your will to press forward, how long that process is going to be. Because my first break was, okay, I could do this. And I came back, kind of quick, because while I was in the church, I felt I did all of the steps and did all I had to do to forgive. But when I started meeting the trauma and the dysfunction face to face, then I started like, okay, there's more stuff than what I thought it was. It was, like layers of things that built up to this intense, like, what the hell's going on feeling. And there's layers. There are layers of things unconsciously that we deal with and that we don't deal with that cause us more problems. So I'm not looking forward to another break, but because I know that my body is seeking release, because I'm reacting the way I'm reacting to foods and things. So I know that I'm changing, my patterns are changing, my thinking is changing, my reaction to things are changing. So, every time you level up, it's a process. You got to go through it. But this last one, I have stayed in for a minute. And like I said in the last video I did, I believe, how I need to forgive God. And I'm having a little bit of a difficulty there. And this is what I believe my next break is going to be. Just finally surrendering and forgiving him, so that, or she, and so I can go to the next step. I think it's hard for me because I've had an attachment to spirit as a young girl, young child. I've always had an attachment to spirit, and I believe that without that attachment, I would be a whole different kind of a mess, for real. And in a lot of ways, I feel like spirit raised me. I feel like spirit protected my heart. It covered my heart because it's not calloused. It might be a little bruised, but it's not calloused. It's not hardened. It's not dark. I still have the desire to heal, to nurture. So I feel like that was beneficial for me, having the awareness of spirit. And I had awareness of spirit before I knew who God was. And to me, they're one and the same now. But once you get a hold of religion, it turns it into another thing. It tries to discipline your ability to go beyond what they want you to know, especially if they haven't been having a revelation beyond what they're schooling you in. So yes, this is gonna be, I know this is accurate because of the fasting or the purging that I'm about to do. So there's going to be another break, and it's going to be with my offense that I'm holding with the divine, with holiness, with God. Because it did say that earlier in here somewhere about going through unnecessary karma. And part of that is because I'm holding on to, but you're God. You knew this was going to happen. You should have, and if you didn't know, when you started seeing it, you could have stopped it. You could have sent somebody. You could have sent revelation or recognition or something of the things that were happening to me, and you could have helped me, but you didn't. But the things that don't break you make you, and I understand more and more as I go through this process that meaning. And when you have a specific calling, you have to be able to speak into people from experience. You gotta be relatable. So I've had some hellacious experience in some things. So I'm just more excited about the evolution of it, evolving, finally coming through it, and without worrying about the people who don't understand it limiting me. That's been one of my peeves, having to have recognition, having to have somebody say, now you can go, or yes, we approve. And I'm learning my power in that area, because I know who I've been called to be, and what my strengths are. But because of tradition and the religious structure, I always humbled and bowed to hierarchy, and it 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 didn't serve me in the physical, but spiritually, I know that I have achieved great things beyond what most people see or recognize. So I'm welcoming this break that's coming, this card is speaking of, because I know what it's about now. I've done this a few times, so I know pretty much what to expect. So I am looking forward to it, so that I can get on with the work at hand, start learning the lessons. And the good thing about healing and recovering and learning to love yourself is that there's always something to learn. And I'm always curious about things. I like to learn. I like to read. I like to research things, seek them out, and find out what the truth is about the thing for me, and how I can use that truth to further myself and to further others. So this is going to be an interesting fast once I get started. It's going to be interesting fast, and I am hoping that it's going to break my desire for certain things, because there are things that we crave emotionally, and there are things that we crave physically, and we crave them to make up for the lack of something else. So yeah, this is why I like this the Rumi cards, because these are ancient poets who have had a divine relationship, and they let the divine speak to them and mold them, and they put it to pen, and you know from reading it how it resonates in you and how it speaks to your person that it's from the divine. So anyway, I'm going to finish this little passage here, and it says, for you, this is essential. There is a person, place, thing, or belief that has to come to be like a manacle around your wrist, or an iron ball and leg iron, preventing you from moving forward with the grace you have earned spiritually. You are being empowered here to shed that. Don't hesitate. Let yourself be cloaked in the Christ energy and receive the spiritual assistance you deserve now. There is a reason for this. The unfolding of your life's purpose is taking a turn for the better, and your energy is required to fuel that new life. This is particularly so if you have also drawn, this is particularly so if you have also drawn the oracle of passion for purpose, or intuitively feel drawn to read the message of that card and complete its accompanying sacred ritual. Just remember that whenever we are asked to release something, it is because the divine wishes to fill our hearts and hands with more. Do not hold on to scraps for fear that the feast will be denied to you. Use your nose. Smell the feast awaiting you. And I do. And if I've learned nothing else, the secret to abundance is to let go, to give, to release, so that you may receive and increase. You heard what I said? Let go, release, so that you may receive and increase. You heard it here first. So I hope y'all have a lovely day, and I'm looking forward to our next moment together. And until then, I'll see you in the future.